current router fence, this hole up here you see is for 4-inch dust collection. Works fantastic. I love it every time I use it. I don't have hardly a speck of dust or debris when I use this on my router table. And it slides on and off nice and easy onto my extrusion. Okay, so that's my current setup. This is what I got going now. Or what I want to get going now, I should say. And the reason I want to get going is because I have these JessEm JessEm table saw guides that just work fantastic with our fence. And the problem is that I can't use them on my old router fence because this is too thick. If I were to bolt them back here on where they belong, I've eliminated all that possibility because of the way things are set up. I considered making this smaller, but even so, this distance right from the back to the front here, there's not enough adjustment on those arms to make it work. So that's why I've come up with this new design, and with a little help from Alan, we've decided to change this side of the fence basically into like a crevice tool. And I think that that's going to work well, but we're going to find out here. So you can see there's my rendition now. And there's how we're going to make our connection to my central dust collector. 4-inch hole back here. All right. So there you have it. Pretty simple really, but now you can kind of see a little bit here underneath. There's the exhaust. So everything is going to run right up these tubes basically into the exhaust in the back here. So I really like these things. They're a great accessory, and I really like these things too. These are going to save these without any problem. So anyway, let's get going and we'll build it. I've got my drawings here. I got a full-scale drawing right there, and then I've got my color rendition of this one that you see there. So let's get going. Alright, just quickly a quick look at my old fence and how it worked. So you see that the adjustable opening I had here, depending upon whatever size router bit I was using, I could close this up and get this fairly tight, and it worked well. Then the other thing is I could also take and center my 4-inch dust extraction hole right over the work, wherever that happened to end up being. You know, usually it's pretty close all the time. And then you could reach in here and tighten up your flathead screws to the extrusion and then lock this in place. So now that won't move. And now you can. So I like the adjustability. I want to keep that part. I wanted the exhaust. That's going to the back, and I wanted the ability to slide them on and off my extrusion. Okay, so I'm going to get this one out of the way. First I want to tighten some things up here so they don't fall on me. And I'm going to get this out of the way. Okay. So behind the cardboard, I've got my TS stock guides here. And you can see how they're set up. They just attach to our fence, and it's just so easy. And and you can remove them and if you don't want them, and put them away. It's going to be a fantastic accessory for our fence. Let me widen this out just a little bit here. So I want to set this up for a 6-inch rip about. Lock that down. That one's locked. That's it. That's all she takes. So let me get this dialed in here. This is one of my, I guess I'll call it an accessory fence. So I'm just going to double check to make sure that that the pointer is dialed in. And that it is, 6 inches. Okay. Alright, I have two possibilities here of for connecting my dust collector. And the first one is just a straight tube coming out the back here, and then having the hose hook up here. The other is a right angle 90 degree, which gives you the flexibility of, you know, if you're up here, turning it slightly so that the hose comes off of it and lays on whatever table you might have. And for me, that would be my ultimate work table back there. I can have that hose come off of this and lay on the table, rather than before it was just kind of hanging out here in midair. So I'm going to go with this option. I'm going to take this one and actually just trace the hole on my piece here, and I'm just going to eyeball this as center, right about there. I've got a 6x6 square here. I'm going to actually shade it to the bottom a little bit. I'm going to be about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, so I have enough meat there. And I'm eyeballing the center, something like that. And this is my 3/4 stock. This is my back piece. So that looks good. May have to shift this over just a little bit, but what I'm going to do now is get a compass, set it up for this diameter, and then that way I'll be able to locate my center hole with a center punch. So let me get that set up here. Okay, test hole cut out of a piece of scrap melamine I had. That is beautiful. Nice friction fit. I can pivot it if I need to just a little bit, but it won't fall out. So I like that. Try the other end here. A little looser on the other end, but that's okay. Yeah, and the straight piece that's too tight. I guess I could get it in there if I had to. Yeah, it'll go. Alright, I like the fit. I'll cut my hole in this, and then we'll do the other operations that we need to get this piece cut to size. You can see where I got my layout lines here. So this is going to be my square end. I'll cut that hole and we'll be good to go.